Why are you posting 7 videos a week and you're not making any money from it? Meanwhile, Biz for Life bro over here is posting once every week or every 2 weeks and is making more than enough money and having clients line up for him. Like, what the hell's going on? So in the next 10 minutes, I'm showing you the 2 mistakes that's keeping your content from converting, the exact system to create fewer videos that actually generate clients instead of just views, and why the metrics you're tracking right now are probably not the right metrics to be tracking. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to measure and what to stop wasting your time on. And now, who the hell am I? I'm Mark. I help business owners grow the right audience that actually wants to buy from them instead of just trying to go viral and get a lot of views, but no one wants to buy from them. Now, let me tell you a story about Bob Burnout and Kyle Cruz. Bob posts 7 videos a week, 40 hours of work, filming, editing, researching trends to go viral like he's trying to crack the Da Vinci Code. Last month, he got 12,000 views, but 0 clients, $0. And then we have Kyle Cruz. Kyle Cruz posts 1 video every week or every 2 weeks, 6 hours of work total, films on his iPhone in a Starbucks. Last month, he only got 484 views, but he got 2 clients and he earned 50,000 from those 2 clients. It's the same industry, similar audience size, completely different results. And here's Bob's problem, and this used to be my problem too. Bob's addicted to volume because it feels like progress. 7 videos a week, that's goddamn hustle. That's productivity, boy. And I'm just gonna tell you, Bob, no, Bob, that's not it. That's being a hamster on a wheel, and you're just running like a maniac. And Bob spends like 40 hours creating 7 videos that each get a few hundred views or maybe 1,000 views from random people who'll never buy from him. Scrollers, time wasters, people watching YouTube at 2 a.m. because they can't sleep. And then we have Kyle. Kyle spends like 6 hours creating 1 video, including editing, researching, ideation, all that stuff. And he gets like 500 views. But those 500 views are from his exact clients, people who actually wants to have their problem solved and knows that Kyle can solve those problems for him. And most importantly, those people are people with a budget, actually money to buy their way out of that problem. So here's the metrics that Bob's tracking. He tracks views, watch times, subscribers. He's measuring YouTube's success, not his own success, because YouTube earns money from having people stay on the platform longer. So that's obviously what they're going to show you. They're going to show you how much time people are spending on the platform, on your videos, and they want to motivate you to have higher numbers on those metrics. But they're not measuring, if you're a business owner, they're not measuring the metrics you need to grow your business. Now, Kyle tracks one thing: how many people actually click his link in the videos. He's not tracking views, he's not tracking watch time and whatnot. He's tracking clicks, because clicks leads to emails or leads to people buying his offer, going to his landing page, clicking the buy button, or booking a call with him. That's what's actually going to grow your business, and that's what Kyle's doing. All right, so let's take a look at how Kyle actually does this. Kyle doesn't brainstorm content ideas. He doesn't follow trends. He doesn't spend hours researching what's viral. Kyle has a note on his phone, question that prospects has asked me. Like, on all the calls he's been on all the comments he's gotten on his video, he notes down what people are asking, and he's figuring out what kind of question people are asking the most. And last month, those were: how do I know if my content is working? What should I track besides views? How much should I spend on production? Should I hire an editor? How often should I post? Those are the most common questions Kyle got last month. So what does Kyle do? Kyle picks the one that comes off the most. How do I know if my content is working? That's his next video. Done. And meanwhile, Bob is browsing YouTube shorts at midnight trying to find trending topics. He sees a morning routine video got 50k views. So he makes a copy of that video. And what does Bob get? 800 views, 0 business impact. Now keep in mind here, Kyle and Bob are in the same industry. So why doesn't Bob get any more views? Because nobody watching morning routine videos is looking to hire a consultant. They're just killing time. But people searching how to track content return of investment, those are people who actually have content, who care about a return of investment, and they might have money to solve that problem. So if you have the same problem as Bob, what I want you to do is write down what your clients or your audience or your prospects are asking of you the most, and then simply just answer those questions in a video. That's it. That's simple. You don't have to brainstorm the next crazy Mr. Beast idea or something like that. Just solve the problems from your audience, your prospect, your clients, whatever it is. Make that into content. So what does Kyle do before making a video? He asks himself 4 questions. Does this solve one specific problem my ideal client has? Can I demonstrate competence by helping them make progress right away? Is there a clear next step for people who want more help? Is my audio clear enough to understand? And if Kyle can answer yes to all 4 of them, it's a go. Make the video. And if you can't, don't make it. Now, Bob's criteria are totally different. Does it look professional? Does it have good lighting? Does it have fancy transitions? Does it have trendy music? And to top it all off, Bob is also buying a $2,400 camera, $600 in light, $50 per month on a software editing system, and $30 per thumbnail because he's buying them from a guy on Fiverr. Bob is just investing in all of the wrong areas. And then there's Kyle. Kyle films on his iPhone, edits in iMovie, makes thumbnails in Camera in 5 minutes, because Kyle understands what quality actually means for business content. And keyword here, quality is linked to your audience. Quality is not some objective kind of thing. Quality is what your audience think quality is. But all Kyle cares about is, does this video move my ideal client closer to hiring me? Am I getting them further away from pain and closer towards a desired outcome? That's it. It's pretty simple, but that's it. And even though Bob's videos look like a Netflix production, he has 0 clients. Kyle's video looks like a guy in a coffee shop just filming himself on the phone, and he has multiple clients. So what can you do to make sure you're not ending up as Bob Burnout, but more like Kyle Cruz? You have to write down your 4 quality criteria before you make another video. And you have to write down or get clear on what actually moves your client closer to hiring you, and not what looks good or what looks fancy. You have to focus on what actually works. You're running a business, you're not an entertainment channel. So what else does Kyle do differently than Bob does? Well, Kyle tracks 1 metric, and that's click-through rate. For each of his video, he has a link that has a unique URL, so he can track which videos people are coming from when they click a link. That way he knows what video did the best, what call to action did the best, and what content in the video did best, or what hook in the video did best, because you can see the more people are clicking on the link in the description, the better the video did. And he needs that to know which video to create more of. So let me give you an example of that. Kyle made a video about ROI tracking, return of investment tracking video. It got 478 views. 43 clicked on his link. That's a 8.8% click-through rate. Then let's take a look at the other video, content strategy video. It did 612 views, 19 clicks. That's 3.1 click-through rate. Okay, that's cool and all. So what does that mean? It means that the ROI content people liked more. So what does that mean for Kyle? He needs to make more of that. So what does Bob do? Bob tracks views, watch time, and subscribers, shit like that. But none of these metrics tells him if anyone will ever pay him. And he can't track where people are coming from. Ergo, he doesn't know what videos actually grows his business. And Kyle tracks clicks, email sign up, calls, and clients closed. These tell him exactly what's working. And once you master click-through rate, Kyle adds the next layer. Every month, Kyle asks 3 questions. Question 1, which videos generated the most leads? Question number 2, which videos got views but no conversion? So that way you know which videos or which topics to stay away from. Question 3, what questions am I getting on calls or in the comment section or in emails that I haven't addressed yet? And this is fuel for new ideas, new content you can try to put out there and see how it does. So why does Kyle's approach work? Because Kyle is listening to his ideal clients, what they're asking, what they're saying, what they're needing, what they want to have done, and he's making content off of that. So instead of ending in the spiral where you're trying to pump out as much content you can, Kyle is focusing on better content, listening to his audience, making content about what they want. And that way he doesn't have to spend 40 hours a week like Bob do with his content. He just have to listen to his audience and create what they want to have more of. And that way Kyle is building an audience of people who are actually more qualified to buy from him instead of what Bob's doing. Bob is just building an audience of random people who just see his content as entertainment, not as him being an authority that can solve their problem and that they can throw their money at him. Look, I know you're not Bob and you don't have to be Bob, but if you're posting 7 times a week wondering why nobody is hiring you, you're playing a Bob game. And Bob's game doesn't work. You're not a content creator who happens to run a business. You're a business owner who happens to use content as their marketing tool. Bob is a content creator. Kyle is a business owner. Bob chases views. Kyle chases clients. Bob optimizes for the algorithm. Kyle optimizes for his bank account and his freedom and his life. So my advice to you, so you don't end up as a Bob, is to focus on the right metric. Don't get caught up in watching your viewers' view time go up and your click-through rate on your videos go up and you're getting more subscribers. That's not going to grow your business if you have the wrong audience. You can have a billion subscribers, but if none of them are going to buy from you, then what's it all worth? Okay, I guess you might have a shit ton of ad revenue, but if you're a business owner relying on ad revenue, I don't know what kind of business you're running. So if you don't want to go down the Bob route and end up spending 160 hours a month doing content and not growing your business, you can join my email down below where I share exactly what I'm doing to build my business and avoid being another Bob.